she go give him bun. And that's where I fall in. So it's still working in my favor. You see me? So I like the best cars. I like the best house. I like the best girls. You know, with apostrophe S. And I like the best things in life, you know what I mean? We all have somebody that we think that we wish we never dated, you know what I mean? I've had situations where I wish that this girl that I just didn't talk to, like it was such a waste of time, you know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure girls feel the same way about enough of us. Me not date bums, you know what I mean? Like, me not time for them things. At the end of the day, it's like the same way a woman won't pick up a man who doesn't have it. I don't have time to pick up a woman who doesn't have it. I just feel like I've always been blunt. I'm very feisty. I feel like I've always been a feisty kid growing up. My mother always say, like, I've always just start my mind. I never really cared what's the hit records. We're not talking about buzzing. The hit records. People who genuinely like love my music or are a fan of Kranium, they be feeling like sometimes I be sidestepped or I become like a side conversation. Numbers don't lie, my plaques don't lie, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm certified in each market that dancehall is. You know, I think I'm onto my 4th plaque in UK, you know, I'm onto my 2nd one in the States. And in Canada, I'm already like 5-4 or something like that. So
SK Vibemaker.
SK Vibemaker. My interviews are hotter. The melody god.
Yeah.
Mr. Tech Where Your Gal.
Yeah.
In the building.
With ease.
Yes.
Yes.
Still living by those titles there?
No, I'm changing.
You're changing? What is it now then? What's the AKA now?
I feel like I'm changing for the worse, you know, like.
For the what? What's the new AKA?
Go with the flow.
Okay. I don't feel like that's
It is
worse.
what it is.
It is what it is.
No, man, it's worse, man. Somebody who don't care, it is what it is worse.
Crazy.
Because at least you have a pinpoint, you have a direction. No, it's like it is what it is. Yeah, it's worse.
Right. How does it feel to be back in the UK?
Feels good. UK is the place to be, man. I love UK. UK is a vibe. UK, I always show me love. I always show UK love. I've collaborated with so many artists here. I feel like I have so much deep-rooted special memories and vibes and stuff like that. So UK has always been a place I always love.
You feel at home here?
I feel at home.
You know the spots to get your food?
Everywhere. I know all of the Caribbean spots that I need to go. I know all of those good spots them, you know what I mean? Bring go Nando's if I want some chicken. You know, I be in the malls. I be all over. Yeah, UK is like my home.
So as a yard man, you come to the UK and you're looking for the Caribbean spots to eat food, yeah? You don't experiment at all?
I like Jamaican food.
Yeah?
Yeah, for some weird reason I like. I'm not a big foodie. So I stick to what I know, type of thing. Yeah, I don't like to try new foods and stuff like that.
Well, not even a jollof rice?
Yeah, no, me jollof rice, definitely. Yeah, jollof rice, definitely. I don't know where to get that from, but jollof, yeah, man, I love jollof, man. Yeah, jollof rice. It's just always, people always say, yo, which one you like more? You like Nigerian jollof or you like Ghana jollof? But I like all jollof.
I mean, it don't matter unless, for me, there's got to be no meat in it.
No meat, okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just feel like I'm going to take a quick segue though, man. Rice and peas or jollof rice?
For me?
Yeah.
Rice and peas.
Yeah, rice and peas.
Yeah.
But you can't eat rice and peas by itself.
Yeah, man.
Yeah?
Yes, man.
Plain.
Yeah, I could tell you. In New York, there's one spot that definitely rice and peas by itself.
Yeah?
Yeah, man.
I mean, with no gravy, nothing.
Miss Lily's.
But it's got hella butter and stuff in it,
shout
right?
Shout them out.
Yeah. Shout them. What's the place called?
Miss Lily's Bodies Rice and Peas.
Miss Lily's.
Miss Lily's on the door. We can't eat the rice and peas by itself.
All right, I'm going to New York in September. Yeah, I'm going to find Miss Lily's. Yeah,
find it.
I'll say Kranium sent me here. Big cosign, yeah.
Big cosign.
Okay then.
Yeah.
So listen, man, you do a lot of shows in London. You come here very often. There's a demand for a Kranium show.
Yeah.
What is it about performing in London that differs to the rest of Europe and the rest of the world, man?
I think UK digest music at a very fast but good pace, as in the sense of like they appreciate music. It's very hard to find a place that really appreciate artists, no matter race, no matter class, no matter genre. If you like it, you just like it. That's what UK gives. UK gives, if I like it, I like it. And I feel like that's why most artists that comes to the UK enjoy the shows, because it's the fans are very welcoming and they're very musical. And at the end of the day, though, they're not stupid, they're not dumb. So you have to put on a good show, you have to put out good music, and once you give them that, they'll appreciate it.
Do you feel like you adjust your show at all when you go to different territories?
Yes, because there's different records that's bigger in certain markets. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain songs that I will sing at a show in Canada that maybe UK fans don't really know. They know them, but you know what I mean? The majority might not. Same thing here. There's songs in UK that's big for me. Like, We There is a huge record here compared to like a different part of the world. You know what I mean? So I adjust. It depends on the time. I do throw the records in it though, don't get it wrong, but I would structure it different. You know what I
Do
mean?
you study the analytics or, you know, all the data and stuff like that, or do you just go off a vibe?
No, I studied. I do study. You have to study your market. You know, because at the end of the day, like, it's all about a show. You know, and people want to enjoy themselves, but you want people to have an experience, and you want people to sing along, and you want people to remember what happened tonight. Yo, I went to Kranium show last year and it was so fire. So when you see a Kranium live, you want to be there because it was so dope. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I have to shoot from the hip though, man. I respect you highly, man.
Respect, man.
I've got like dub plates from you, and it's not because of the dub plates that I respect you. I mean, the catalog speaks for itself.
Yes.
I mean, like, just check the catalog if you don't know already. Do you feel appreciated by, you know, by the music industry and the reggae dancehall industry in particular?
Yeah, I would say yeah. The thing is, like, that question comes up a lot because I feel like people who genuinely like love my music or are a fan of Kranium, they be feeling like sometimes I be you know, like sidestepped or become like a side conversation. But I think the fact that I'm a dancehall artist that's based in New York City and doing dancehall music and the level that I did. When I came in music, I came with that dancehall R&B fuse, and it was very hard to digest, you know, because nobody knew where to place me. They didn't know if I was a dancehall artist or I'm a do R&B. So it was very hard for it to like find that settled place where they'd be like, oh, they could pinpoint me or like, yo, you know what I mean? So I think that in the dancehall world, it may seem that way, but numbers don't lie. My plaques don't lie, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm certified in each market that dancehall is. You know, I think I'm onto my 4th plaque in UK. You know, I'm onto my 2nd one in the States. And in Canada, I'm already like 4 or something like that. So I don't even worry about them stuff there. You know what I mean? The great ones always get their due just in the right timing. You know what I mean? And maybe just this is what keep me going and make me be great, that I don't have to think about things. I just create music.
You speak about the love that you get in Canada, and funny enough, there is a great rapper that comes from Canada, Drake.
Yeah.
And obviously, he's not from the birthplace of hip hop, which is New York and America in particular. Do you know what I'm saying? So you are making reggae dancehall music, but you're not based in Jamaica, which is the birthplace of the music. Why are we still having this debate that you have to be at the birthplace of the music to be respected by the culture?
Yeah. Me no know, like, as I said, like, I never thought about it, bro. To be honest with you, like, I've never waking up one day and be like, yo, them boy not rape me. Like, I swear to you, like, I don't, maybe that's the way I moved away. And it's better this way, man. It's better because I don't have the, listen, I do think at my pace, you know. Dancehall is a very fast-paced music, like, very fast. And I feel like I come with a different approach that can be very intimidating to a lot of people and can be very hard to understand. But if you stick to the plan, I'm pretty sure Drake stick to his plan and it worked for him, you know what I mean? And I just stick to my plan and just keep it moving. And there are going to be people who just cannot digest it, but eventually they have to digest it because it is what it is. There's no going around it, you know? Me the man. Yeah.
Let's talk about this song. Unfck You, that's the dirty version.
Yeah.
But we keep it Unlove You. Unlove You. Like a vegetarian, I wish we didn't meet. You got lines like that.
Yeah.
You wish you could just jump in a time machine like Marty McFly, Back to the Future, and just erase that whole relationship. It's quite an interesting like perspective on a relationship gone bad.
Yeah, I feel like everybody experienced that. We all have somebody that we think that we wish we never dated. You know what I mean? I've had situations where I wish that this girl that I didn't talk to, like, it was such a waste of time. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure girls feel the same way about enough of us. So that record just kind of simplify we truly feel, and it just say it as it is instead of like saying it. So if you feel like you want to throw a word, you just throw that on a caption, or, you know, on Instagram and post a picture and just put the song in, and it say it need to say. So if somebody just break up, they would understand exactly. So it's just me I think when I create records, I like to create stuff that people say on a daily basis, but free to actually say it. Because if you listen to all of my songs, it's very like things that you be like, yo, how you think about that? You know, like, girl policy after 9 o'clock. Like all of we as men have conversation in barbershop about who can call at the same time. So it's this type of vibe. It's just creating things that people say on a regular basis, but afraid to say it. So Untouch You is really how me really feel in that moment.
We've had quite a few conversations. I don't know if you remember all of them. You do like quite a few interviews and that, but you know, there's things I've asked you before, but I feel like I want to ask you today about, you know, you are quite undiluted with your content. It's quite raw, ratchet, you know, explicit. Was you this guy before you became Kranium the artist? Yeah, the Gallus, or was it since you become Kranium that you become the Gallus and you got raw with it?
No, I just feel like I've always been blunt. I'm very feisty. I feel like I've always been a feisty kid growing up. My mother always said, like, I've always just start my mind. I never really cared to be self-expressive. That's one thing that America love. America allow you to be expressive. So I feel like me being in that space, I've always just start my mind, you know. So when I came on the scene, I feel like there was a sense of that missing in a slower version. Like, you know, we use enough girl songs. Like, to me, Kartel have some of the baddest girl songs. Mavado have some dope girl songs. Wickedest girl song them actually. And I wanted to like, I almost say these things, but like, I'm gonna slow it down and just start my mind. You know, like my girl, like, yeah, have a man, that's fine. Me can still link. Nobody nothing know about it. But you know, it's still ranch and raw. So I've always been this person. Honestly, like anybody who know me from school can comment and listen and see it. Like me just never care.
I know, but you could, and I feel like we've definitely spoken about this before, but you could like put yourself in a box of where girls don't want to get involved with Kranium because they know what Kranium's about from his music. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Nobody has to know.
Yeah, but there's so much woman out there that feel the same way I feel. So I feel like, and that's the thing, like, you have to date in what is, like I'm telling my brethren the other day, I said, yo, there's this big conversation that keep happening on podcasts about woman that only like man for money, right? And I'm like, there's so much woman out here that will date a man just because she like him. And then there's so much girls out here who date a man just for money. So at the end of the day, you have to just choose which one you want. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. So find a girl and say nobody nothing know, and it worked for me, and that's and I'm good with that.
I'm not gonna lie, been in a relationship for a long time, so I don't have these problems still. But I feel like the dynamic has changed, Kranium. Gallum, they're not trying to look for a man nowadays that does not have that much money. They like him, but he ain't got that much money. They would prefer to be with a man that maybe they don't like as much physically, but has loads of money.
Yeah, but she go give him bun. And that's where I fall in. So it's still working in my favor. You see me? So even if he's a man where I talk to a woman where and she have that thing that she want a man with money, just be the man who don't have the money, then you still be fine. Because guess what? If the man have money, he's not going to have enough time. Because if he have enough time, he's too boring for you. So either way, you still going to fit in that situation. So
interesting.
Yeah.
How do you manage to not splurge with the cash when it comes to a girl that you like a lot? You know what I'm saying?
Like what?
Spend.
No, I don't have a problem with spending money.
Oh, okay.
So it's never been an actual problem for me, to be honest with you. But it's never like
You don't mind being used as a cash card?
It's not being used as a cash card. Me just a man me not date bums, you know what I mean? Like, if that makes sense. Like, me not time for them things. Like, at the end of the day, it's like the same way a woman won't pick up a man who doesn't have it. I don't have time to pick up a woman who doesn't have it. Does that make sense?
Straight up.
But at the end of the day, if me actually meet a woman who just genuinely like her, because people feel understand, you can't hide feelings. Feelings is feelings. So she could be the poorest person on earth. If you like her, you're gonna date her. You know where I come from? But I don't walk around and be like, yo, me out here play Jesus, I try to save people. You know, no. I don't have time for that.
What's your take on the current status of reggae dancehall music, man?
It's good.
Yeah.
Like my finalists said, like to me, dancehall reggae is like the place where it needs to be, and it's getting back there because there's no more conversation about it's dying. You know, I feel like there's so much good records that's been coming out. I don't hear nobody saying, yo, the reggae dancehall are dead. You know, because everything level out right now. You know what I mean? Like, think about all the big records right now in the mix. Like, who's really like, what's the top 20 in the world type of music? Everybody's trying to figure it out, you know what I mean? Afrobeat is trying to figure it out, dance is trying to figure it out, hip hop is trying to figure it out. I feel like we're all in a one box now. Everybody's trying to be like, yo, it's no more finger pointing, it's about, yo, where's the records at? You know what I mean? So yeah.
Are you happy with the evolution in the sound? Because it's definitely changed over within the last 10 years.
You think it changed?
Yes.
Yeah, in what way? Like
okay, like there's been a big conversation around trap dancehall, which is definitely reigning supreme. Like we're talking reggae dancehall production nowadays with like more hip hop production as opposed to.
What's the hits records?
All right, let's pick Whites by Massacre.
Okay. What would you where would you classify that as?
The production is, it definitely leans more to hip hop, man.
Yeah,
Trap,
but who's the artist?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the artist that's on that is an artist who's been around for a minute.
But okay, if we talk about some of the newer generation that came through after you,
give me the hit records.
Skilly, whether it's Skeng, whether it's Craft.
What's the hit records? We're not talking about buzzing. The hit records. You get where I'm coming from? So like for me personally, it's like this, right? Skilly Bang, the Skeng, the Armanis, the 450s, all these new artists, they ain't doing nothing wrong. They're doing what their generation supposed to do, which is create records that sound good to the ear and appealing to us, or appealing to the fans, right? And it's the same thing with our Kranium, Massacre, Dexadaps, Alkaline. We are the generation before that, right? So now, it's not necessarily that it's a trap dance or whatever it is. I don't care what the beats sound like, personally. I don't care about none of that type of, oh, yo, this is what it is, or like a tag and war between. No. It's the hit records. So if a Kranium can adapt to the sound of what's going on, but still be Kranium on this record, that is what makes a difference. You get where I'm coming from? You're not gonna hear Kranium trying to be a Skilly Bang, or me I go try if it be a Skeng, you know, I'm gonna be myself, you know. And the same thing with a Skeng and a Skilly Bang, I try if it be because yo, this work, we're gonna do it, him do, or if Massacre, yo, this, you know what I mean? So the point I'm trying to make is that I don't think it's necessarily a whole problem with the trap dancehall sound. It's just give me some hit songs. Just make the culture have hit records, and it doesn't matter where it come from. I don't think it has anything to be like much of a change. It's just more of like the pockets of the melody, the cadence, and the sound. You know what I mean? That's what it is. Because sound, it become technical. Because if we talk upon it, I feel like it's going to be too long, deep conversation. But all I'm trying to say is just to sum it up in one. I just feel like it doesn't matter where the sound is coming from, whether it's hip-hop influence or it's trap influence, as long as the authenticness of the artist himself on this record make it work. And sometimes we have to adapt to get the message across, you know, to bring the crowd and you can switch it. It's always good to adapt. You take a little bit of this, take a little bit of that, mix the pot, and then, you know what I mean, eventually it will farm right back to where it's supposed to be.
All right.
Yeah.
A couple of songs that you've got quite a lot of bangers and hits, yeah? Nobody Has to Know, Gal Policy are two of my favorites that are definitely juggernauts in your catalogue, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to dancehall, we could debate about what is a banger or a vibes or a hit. What's a hit to you?
A hit to me, okay, so
what's a hit record?
A hit record to me is like, okay, because I'm not trying to be political character. I just want to be absolutely like straightforward. I know the difference between a Kranium buy what you want to buy and Egyptian hold you. You know where I'm coming from? I know the difference between a last night one piece of something and a girl policy. You get what I mean? So hit records is like records that comes out of the diaspora of your music that's spread across to other people. It's not necessarily like a man calling and be like, yo, Kranium, I have a bad international record for you. There's no such thing. You know what I mean? It's just like a hit record is what everybody from each genre just genuinely love, and it just spread across the board, apart from your own people that love that. You know where I'm coming from? So like a Hold You, a Party Animal, Charlie Blacks, you know what I mean? A Sirani, No Games, you know, a Temperature, Sean Paul. Then you have mega hits.
No Letting Go.
No Letting Go. Then you have the mega hits now, like the Cheerleaders and the It Wasn't Me, Shaggy, and you know what I mean? So a hit record is basically records that comes out your diaspora and spread across all genres. That's what a hit song is to me personally. That's just my take on a hit song.
I mean, when we're talking about, we're in the 20s right now. You know what I'm saying? Are there enough of those reggae dancehall hit records that spread outside at the diaspora?
Yeah, I think right now.
I mean, the last 5 years.
It's not a lot. It's not a lot. It's really not a lot. But at the end of the day, it's like, I think that the problem is that, okay, music used to be, me no whole, me's a young youth, but like, me I talk about in high school, listening to songs and like going to parties, right? A DJ used to just play music because it sounds good. So he has total 100% power and breaking a record. Now it boiled down to a numbers game. So a radio, I have a director go look and like, yo, what's the number on this record and like what this record is doing. It's not about feel good no more. It's about what keep his lights on. So it become a change. And in dancehall music, specifically, Jamaica is so small, and our numbers are so small because our algorithm is not number. Our algorithm is reaction. So whatever the street I say, like once the street I say, yo, this is the bad song. We have to take the song from this now to get it now. Everybody start whining at Trinidad, forgive it that. Forget everybody in a Haiti, I say, yeah. For everybody in a Miami, I say, and then forget. So by the time the record is to build up to that, the number, sometimes it become an old record to we. So we move on from that. While when Americans get now, it's like, that's an old record. You know what I mean? But the number game is what messing up us as a genre, panda level if you get way massive because if
a tune don't bust quick, then it's on
if you not bust quick enough, it's kind of hard. And if the artist don't have the patience for work a song, you know what I mean? Feel like even not even a mega hit song, just like me working Higher Life. That record came out in February. The song hit in November. You get where I'm coming from? So because I don't have the numbers right behind me, feel like, yo, this are the big song. But when a man in a different genre drop a song and become big because he have a whole 300 million people say this is the song. You as a person who play on a station that has to keep your job as a PD program director, when you look at this record have 16 million. They look at a Kranium record that have 1.5 mil. Not necessarily the song is better. His is better than mine and mine is better than his. It's a numbers game. So it's harder. That's all.
What advice do you have for emerging dancehall artists, new reggae dancehall artists coming in the game at the beginning of their journey? Seeing as you're so seasoned, man, you've been done shows around the world, hit records. I mean, very known, big impact.
My advice on upcoming dancehall artists is to train your fans them to understand that this is your life. This is your music and you take it very seriously. And don't rush them. Nobody sits and say, yo, where is the next Kranium record? It's just like, yo, you hear Kranium new song? Because I've trained him that way. So if you're a Kranium fan, then know that, yo, this man don't drop much music, but when he do drop and it's so good, I appreciate it. So then he give you time to flourish. But when you're doing too much too fast, it's hard. Like, just don't use song kill song. That's the best way to put it. Like, make song serenading people before you actually move on to the next record. And it's very hard because a new artist, for example, as a new artist coming in, it's so hard to go on the road with one song. I used to be on the road with one song for 3 years. Nobody else knows it was 3 years before I got Weekend. So, and not everybody have my type of patience, to be honest with you, because it's not the easiest thing. So people say, yeah, one hit wonder, but in the end of it, man, who laugh last best. So
straight up.
Yeah.
You see a song like Gal Policy, they don't come along very often for any artist. You know what I'm saying? The impact of this song, man, this is a song that lives. Like I say, I play this a lot. I get a lot of, I just enjoy playing this song, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sure you enjoy performing the song.
100%.
When you stepped out of the booth, or when you're an artist and you step out of the booth, do you know that you have a hit record? Like, what are the signs?
Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. But I knew it was a hit record. It's just how I'm going to make it become a hit. And the funny thing about that song is, I don't know if people realize how short that song is. That song is literally 1 minute and 10 seconds. You know that, right?
The version I got ain't that short because I think I've doubled up some of the things.
The reason why it's no on track it's 2 minutes and 10 seconds, but in actuality,
the vocal, you mean?
Yeah. Because the intro is 17 seconds, and then the first verse is the only verse because it come a second time. So it's so short. It was so good I didn't want to touch it. That's the point I'm trying to make. So that's how I knew. When you have a record like that, I'd be like, yo. And then just after 9 o'clock, you can call me, wash your thing in the sink. I feel like I relate to every man out there. I would do that. You know what I mean? But it's so
if you live a certain life, you mean?
Nah, man. Even if you not live a certain life, you're still... All right. as a man who's been in a relationship, I'm pretty sure there's a situation where like you talk to a female as a friend because of business or whatever it is, and then sometimes you just like things become too flirty. And be like, at the end of the day, like, I respect you. Please respect me. Don't call me after 9 o'clock. So even if you're in a relationship, a committed relationship, you still like I said boundaries of people calling after 9 o'clock. You know what I'm coming from? So that alone just,
you can relate.
Even if you have nothing to do with cheating or anything, that just that after 9 o'clock she can't. That part alone is so real, because as a businessman, when you go home, your wife want time with you. So she would love if you turn off your phone after 9 o'clock. Even if you don't have nothing to do with no dating, nothing. Just the fact that. And I feel like there's certain things in records that make it so easy for the records to work. And there's certain songs that we don't necessarily like, but just that one line in a song that me like, yo, this bad.
Real talk.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I feel like that's what made that song special. It's just the words.
So twofold, man. As a hit maker, as an artist with longevity, how do you go about sharpening your writing pen, because you write everything yourself, and also perfecting the melodies?
I think melodies is the most important thing in music. I think babies can sing da 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 da. You know what I mean? Whoa whoa, baby. It's just, I just think like melodies is the most important thing. Words comes after.
I mean, you can have like having dope melodies, but very below par lyrics can't run though. That can't run. The lyricism has to be of a certain level.
100%, but it can. It can.
I mean, melody can win over lyricism.
100%.
Yeah.
Because think about it. Ring ding 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 ding. Ring ding 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 ding. Ring ding 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 ding.
Crazy frog.
Ding ding. I don't know what he's saying. When I was young, me a Jamaican, 100% Jamaican, born in Jamaica, migrated to the state. When Shaggy Bombassi came out, me don't know what I'm talking about. I don't understand it. It just sound. Give me the light, Champa. Let's give me the light, you know. Everything could fit. Pasha laka makalamo, bala makalamo, shaka laka makalamo. We don't know what I say.
But to an extent, there's only so far that could take you, because you're not going to be a kid forever. So you're going to grow up and you're not going to tolerate that as much. And also, if an artist is doing melody over lyricism all the time, how much are you going to tolerate that?
You'd be surprised. 99.99999% of Afrobeats, I don't understand what they're saying. Me don't know what they talk about. The melody, the cadence.
Yeah.
An American child who grew up in America do not know patois.
Yeah, of course.
But me guarantee her, ting-a-ling-a-ling, booyaka. We don't know what I say. No, we don't know. It just sounds cool to the ears. So sometimes words only matters to who understand it.
But that's accompanied by a rhythm though as well though.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but we're talking about, and the rhythm is a melody on a whole. Because rhythm is melody. You know what I mean? Rhythm is melody. Because sometimes we don't care. But I'm saying, when you're speaking a foreign language to someone, the only way you can really connect to them is just by hearing other people singing it, but feeling the vibe and loving the beat and just having the melody. So melody to me is melody is like 90% of a record.
So as a melody king yourself, as a melody god, like how much importance do you hold the lyricism then?
Very important, you know. But it's like, all right, let me put it this way. This is the best way to explain it. As an artist, you have to find a strong point. And Pooh Bear teach me. Shout out to Pooh Bear. I don't know if you know Pooh Bear is, but Pooh Bear is one of the greatest writers. Like, we're talking about Peaches and Cream.
112, yeah?
112. We're talking about Justin Bieber Purpose. That whole talking.
Yeah.
And one thing I've learned is this. You see, some artists, I look forward to hear wordplay. When I listen to a Drake song, I want to hear wordplay, because when I hear it, the first time I hear, my vision is always bigger than the bigger picture. From that, me put him in a class of, yo, he's slick. Then you have artists who, like me, I don't use metaphors. I'm a good storyteller. So it's either you look out for storytelling or you looking out for lyrics. So
metaphors.
So that's all I look for. It's either you listen to lyrics or you listen to metaphors. So for me personally, stories work for me. But you have man like my bridging them way and a storytelling them. I say, you're really here. Alkaline just say, like, brother, like my bridging Kappa, like shout out to Kappa, like Couple as a man will call me and be like, singer, listen to the line you hear the man say, because that is so important to him. You know what I mean? And then for me will call a man and say, yo, brother, you hear the Dexter melody there? You know what I mean? So it's still boiled down to what your preference is. You get me? But little about is obvious. Diversity is key, 100%. But for me, it's melody, and for some man, it's lyrics.
I was watching something recently, actually, and I discovered that you had quite a close relationship with Prodigy of Mobb Deep.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Legendary rap group, man. You must know, man, Prodigy and Unfck of Mobb Deep, man.
Yes,
but
man.
Talk to us about, you know, how you met Prodigy and how this relationship flourished, man.
So I grew up in Jamaica, Queens, New York, and I was on the Avenue, which is a very famous block called the Coliseum block. Everybody in New York from Queens know the Cali block. We call it the Cali block. That's the block where, when me a youth.
Say it clearly so when I go New York, I can go there?
It's called Coliseum block.
Coliseum
And
block.
that's where, like, you want to get the fresh jewelries. This is the first place I met every artist. Mavado, you name them. Every single artist that I've ever met in dancehall at that time, they used to come through there. And then I met this guy named Tyson. Shout out to Tyson. His name is Bully. They call him Bully. He's big and he's very bossy.
Mm-hmm.
And he just brought me to the studio one time. And I met Prodigy. Funny enough, I was supposed to do harmonies for a feature with Prodigy and Barrington Levy. And that's when I met Barrington Levy and I met Prodigy. True Tyson, as I said. And then we became close, man. Like, me and Prodigy had moments where we chilled. We rolled together. I went to his house in Long Island. Like, we was, you know what I mean? Like, that was me. Mentor, like a man who tell me everything about beef, like from the Tupac days, and like just being at the car around the man there, listen to the man that talk like, yo,
history and stories, man.
Bro, this is Prodigy from Mobb Deep.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is no small cake. This is Prodigy. So like, just to be around him and just like hear his stories and like the thing he thinks, and like he wanted to sign me at one point too. And like we just used to just chill and just talk for days, and that's the first time I saw stars. Like me I see Light Banks I pull up, me I see Tony Yayo. The first time I met Waka Flocka, me and Waka Flocka became like, that's my brother. Short of Waka Flocka, that's my, like Waka like my real brother. And I met them when I did that song, and I met I met so much people around that studio at that time. Shout out Queensbridge, and yeah man, me and Prodigy go, like Prodigy's like my big bro that I never had, you know what I mean? So yo, that was a great experience, man. That whole G unit, that ties, that, you know, that's why I mean that me a real youth from, yeah, as me say, yo, we are Queens there, man. That's, I can't go around it, you know. I'm just had to rep New York the way I did, because I feel like I had a responsibility with the knowledge that I had to have to become successful, you know. With all the knowledge I had, I would be a waste if me never really become who I am today.
Is there something in particular that you learned from Prodigy?
Too much. Humbleness. Prodigy was the most humblest person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we go to the club together. It's so funny. You know that thing I said? It's Kranium.
Mm-hmm.
I got that in the early part from him.
Oh, straight.
And it's so funny that it's on video, because I left that on my YouTube. If you go on my YouTube and type in Kranium Prodigy, you see pop up, because it was like, we went to some club in Flushing, and the man was the humblest person. Prodigy stop and take picture with everybody. The man always a smile. He always have knowledge. He's always deep.
Mm-hmm.
So his conversation is always very deep and very like well structured. Like he's very spoken. Like, you know, he wrote this book. You know what I mean? Them man, they get me to start read book, and like, yo, as an artist, and you feed your mind. Like, bro, Prodigy is different. That's a different human being, yeah, man. Yeah.
You've worked with quite a few UK artists as well. I want to say, like, I don't know if I can say it off the top of my head, but like,
too much.
You know, Chip, AJ Tracy,
AJ
Mahalia,
Tracy,
Reg 32.
Yes. I've worked with Ed Sheeran.
Deneo, Young T and Bugsy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mahalia.
Yeah. What's the connection with you working with so many UK artists, man?
They like me, you know, and I like them.
I mean, is it always them reaching out to you, or sometimes you reach out to them?
It's vice versa. Like, you know what I mean? I work with restaurant too. It's vice versa. Like, I'm the type of artist who I'm not dumb, in the sense of like, if me hear an artist and him bad, more I work with them. You know, and I'm pretty sure they appreciate my melodies, you know what I mean? And UK is a place where, obviously, as you said, you know, the impact here is very big when it comes out to music. And I like work with UK artists, them cool. They're like the coolest thing, and they're very, what I love about UK most is that they don't care about the outside world. They're in their world and they create their music, and if you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, it's like, piss off, you know what I mean? And I love that. I love that, yo, we in a business, we are the our thing. It's they like, we don't like we. So I feel like I'm like that. So me can relate to that. And when I make every artist, it's just always good vibes. Even with Dappy, because that was my first certified silver record that I have, was with me, Tory Lanez and Dappy and, you know, Wiley them. So, yeah, we work.
Big movements,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
What's your take, you know, since you've been tapping in with the UK artists, I'm sure you're pretty much aware of, like, you know, what certain of the UK artists do.
Yeah.
What's your take on the evolution of UK music?
I love it. Because now it starts...
Have you noticed it evolving?
Yeah, 100%. Because now back home, I have brethren that never used to listen to it. No, I listen to it. Like, you know what I mean? Even that start from, what's that TV show? Top Boy.
Kano?
Yeah, from the TV show. Yeah. From, exactly. Yeah. From that time, I feel like me used to just be in a crib in Queens in the summertime in COVID. That's how I watch. I watch Top Boy in the crib, like the man him just lucky, and I say, yo, you see me? And then the music goes with it, and then it introduces us to a lifestyle, and the man must love it, you know what I mean? And love the vibe, and I just always like, and we like swag. You know, if I want to talk about New York is the mecca of swags, you know what I'm saying? New York have somebody dope swags, and to me, London have some sick swag, you know, so the connection with UK and New York is getting way big too. Like, you could see that the vibe, even with Central C and certain people, that's just, you know what I would say? I would say that as time goes by, people start appreciate a mixture. It's like soup. You're throwing every little thing in it to make the spice more. So I'm going to say, no, I like this now. It's not one way. We're not brainwashed to just like one specific thing. No, it's like, yo, give me some Afrobeat. Yo, give me some grime. Yo, give me some UK drill. You know, yo, give me some soca, give me some dance. Like, I think that's where people are at now. It's way more open. Way more open than before. And I feel like the opportunity though comes where everybody realize, like, yo, them boy are bad, you know. You know what I mean? Like, UK youth, them tough, you know what I mean? So I feel like that's what really making it really move now.
I like that. It's taken a bit of time though. We've been doing our thing over here for a little while though, still.
It's supposed to. Afrobeat been around for a minute too.
Yeah. I hear
for
that.
A minute.
Still, I hear that.
So it just take time forward in, because the more stars grow, remember, you know, it's all about stars. Like, remember Stormzy, that era, it was Stormzy, Rich,
J Hus and all
them. All of them. Remember, them just knock the door for the youth them. Like, I beat the door. You know, before the Tian wins them and before the AJ Tracy, and they said, remember, we over there hear the door them and knock. So you just keep on at the door until it open. Because we're hearing little Afrobeat here and there. So yeah, so was. Then next man come, then if I tell you, say, then all of a sudden the whole door open. You know what I mean? So that's what's happening now. Man them just knock the door, and then Central C come knock it. Then soon the next man come knock it on a bigger level and then
broke down
it become up. Yeah, so it works.
Straight up.
Yeah, man.
Let's talk about this song Higher Life, and Chronic Law.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about a lot of the lavish things in life. You know what I'm saying? But it's got me thinking that where does it stop, or where does it come to a point where you're content and you don't keep chasing that higher elevation? Because, you know, as creatives, like you can keep going and looking up, maybe not even recognizing how far you came. But where does it come to a point where you're content?
I feel like the further I get is the more further I feel behind, you know. So it's like there's no stopping. I have kids that I want to live a healthy and a happy, structured life, you know what I mean? And I feel like I'm not even 10% close to that yet. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's the motivation.
Wow, 10%?
Not even 10%. Like, not even 10%. Nah. In this lifetime and in this day and age, I feel like to really make your kids really happy after you're gone, and like, like, I want when me get old, my kids them supposed to be so happy. For the groundwork that I've put in. All I need is their knowledge now to come and like adapt and like take a Kranium estate bigger than what it is. You know what I mean? And I feel like that is the goal of like working to structure my thing away where eventually I could be at a point where I'm valuable, like way valuable. Because some of the time we do things in the moment for us, not realizing that there's a whole generation left. You know what I mean? I want to be old in my house on the beach in Jamaica. I kick back, I chill, and me know say, yo, I have enough to take care of my whole family, and they can structure out everything. Every little thing means something. You know what I mean? And I feel like it takes a lot of work to do that. That doesn't come overnight. That's not a 10 years work. I've only been in music for 12 years now.
That's what people might assume it's been longer.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like people really think, say, I've meet people say, yo, this man been in the music, bro. 12 years is nothing in music. It takes 3 years to just break.
Mm-hmm.
You can confirm.
The
So
impact
technically,
grand.
you feel what I'm saying? So you have man where Sean Paul is what 30 years in, 27 years in.
Yeah.
That's all. You know what I mean?
Serious.
It takes a lot of work, man. It looks easy, but it's hard, and it's all about structure, and that's what I'm trying to make sure. So my thing is well structured. I like nice things. I like the best cars. I like the best house. I like the best girls. You know, apostrophe S. And I like the best things in life. You know what I mean? Yeah.
A lot of us do. So talk to us about working with Chronic Law, man.
Credit Law, yo, big up Credit Law. Credit Law is, some people have him to be one of the most depressing artists ever because of the way he writes his music. He's a generational gift. Not everybody can express themselves in such a dope manner, but still like keep the edginess to it, because his music is so deep and positive but gangster at the same time. You know, like it's not easy to write the way a Credit Law writes.
It's a challenging dynamic.
Very. So it's like you look at him as a prophet, but you look at him as the truth, and you still look at him like, yo, him firm. Pass.
Greasy.
Yeah, pass to the firm, but yeah, him, you can't say, yo, him rugged. You know what I mean? So I feel like the way how he writes music makes him who he is. And when we did the record, shout out to Chemist, you know what's funny? I was driving, I think I was home or something, but I called him and said, yo, man, come give you a hit song. And the way how I work, I've never really listened to a beat before a voice. I always record while I hear the beat. So I went in the studio, did the melody. Aji pull up, that's the next artist from New York, also VIA, Jamaica and Miami. He pull up, man, with us. He's like, yo, singer, I think if you said this, you know. We have words to worry about. And we just start the record. And while I was shooting the video, Kranium didn't get on the song until the day I was shooting the video. Because I was in Jamaica shooting the video by myself. And then they say, yo, Kranium vice the verse, you know. So I said it, and I listened to the verse, and I said, him half it upon this. This is not coming out without him. And that's how we end up shooting the piece of the video in Jamaica. And then I had a show with me, him, Massacre, and Joshy in Barbados, and we end up shooting the other part. And that's how that came about.
I hear this little piece of information that you haven't really done big shows in Jamaica. Is that true?
Never, yeah.
How
never.
comes?
I don't know what it is. It never happened. I've never done an actual big show.
You must have a gripe with that.
No.
Your homeland.
Yeah.
The place where you're born.
That's fine.
The place where the music that you make.
Nothing beats time, brother. Nothing beats time. I feel like when the time comes, it's going to be amazing. Nothing beats time. I respect Jamaica a lot. I respect the people who love me. You know, I always love, you know, obviously the way the records, they react to the songs. I just feel like there's like a balance that needs to be made. Until that happen, then that's it, you know what I mean? So until I feel like when the phone call come in, we don't have a problem with Jack. I really want to work. You know what I mean? I've passed through shows. I've done Sharky Fest once. But you know, like the staple shows like Some Fest, a Rebel Salute, you know, like I've never done none of those shows. But eventually it got, man. When them call it got, man. You know what I mean?
In this conversation today, I've definitely heard you mention Mavado and Vybz Kartel a few times.
Yeah.
Kartel is free. He's outside, you know what I mean? He was locked up for many, many, many years.
Yeah.
Talk to us about some of the impact that Vybz Kartel has had on a young Kranium.
Yeah, that's how we know when I grew up. You know what I mean? Like that's my era. That's it was split in the house. You know, my cousin like Vybz Kartel a lot. My other cousin love Mavado a lot, you know. Me like Mavado music a lot because I'm a singer, you know what I mean? And just like in school and the man is first of all, like Kartel is a whole character. Lyricist, vibes, daring, no care, take chances, you know what I mean? So as a youth you want that, you know, that's a man with just structure. That's what back to what about structure. The man that the structure for them think on a level where it's like, yo, you know, you can't wait to get them glory there, get that vibe there, get that, you know what I mean? So Kartel, them, I don't think there's no greater story than his story as far as like impact in the dancehall space and what I'm doing such a short period of time, plus while being behind bars. It's just an amazing story. Like that's an amazing story.
I'm going to put you on the spot right about now. This might change from week to week, from day to day. But today, when I ask you this, I want to hear what the answer is.
Yeah.
Speak to me about an album that has had a big impact on you and why.
An album? Well, I could speak on my favorite album of all time if that's the case. Because my favorite album of all time is Get Rich or Die Trying.
By 50 Cent.
By 50 Cent, yeah. Because I got to experience piece of it while living in New York and just being close to Prodigy. Does that make sense? So like, I just remember seeing Hummers and, you know, Window Shopper, even though those records come after, but like, just the whole 50 Cent movement and a whole, just being in New York and going to school and know, say, yo, I'm from Southside Jamaica and this man I come from Southside. So, there I come from. So, that's the closest I've ever gotten, the closest I've ever seen somebody that does music that me personally love, but is an actual project that comes out and actually can live it and feel it and be like, yo, man, I know Light Banks. You know, I know him brother, you know what I mean? Mr. Tony Ayo last week, or you know what I mean? So that album is like a whole story for me because, as I say, the close ties that I had to it. 50
Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying. Yeah. 3 tracks off the album. Which 3 tracks do you pick, man?
Heat. I love Heat. I love Many Men, 100%. And sadly, yo, I'm tied between Wangster and I will give it to Wangster. I'm gonna give it to Wangster.
That was one of the first songs that dropped off the album because it was on the soundtrack before.
Yeah, I love Wangster and I love this was an album, my God, with Eminem.
Patiently Waiting.
Yeah, that's Get Rich or Die Trying, right?
Yeah.
I'm patiently waiting for him. Yeah, that song. I'm stuck between those 2 records because Wangster is more like, is a diss record, obviously, but Wangster. So yeah, Wangster, Heat, and Many Men.
Not many people pick Heat, man. That's a song at the end of the album. Like,
I love that song, bro.
It's a deep cut right there.
I love that song, bro. Just the gangsterness in that record there, and like him talk some things in that record there. So that's like my 3 favorite records. But overall, like, and just even though I'm not to do anything, my favorite of all his songs is I'm Supposed to Die Tonight. That record is a different record.
Crazy song.
Yeah, man.
Listen, man, a Kranium album is overdue. What's happening, man?
Yeah, I don't even know if I'm dropping next album, brother.
Whatever.
I don't know. I really don't know. I feel like I'm so strong at...
What are you saying? Albums are outdated now?
Not saying it's outdated. I just feel like, for me personally, I just feel like when I put my mind into some create singles, I make some amazing singles. And I feel like a body of work takes so much people and so much time and so much to orchestrate. I'm not. The most I'll do is like an EP, like a 7-song EP, 6-song EP. Like that's where I'm at mentally. It could change tomorrow, as I say, like day-to-day thing. You know, I wake up tomorrow and say, yo, I'm going to want to buy this album. But I feel like creating great albums is amazing for fans. But I feel like if I could drop 15 or a 12 track, I'd rather do 12 singles for you. I'd rather drop 1 song a month. Yeah.
Well, the great man Bob Marley, a lot of his albums were short. They were kind of like EPs anyway. So if you're following that suit, it's a format that's worked.
Facts. Yeah, man.
SK Vibemaker.